Alright guys, so back for another vlog. Just gonna recap the last three tournaments that I played. So that was the Lothians Team Tournament over at Royal Musselburgh, the McKinnon Wood Cup through at Codder in Glasgow, and then the Brabazon Trophy Northern Qualifier, which I'm currently still at just now. So I'll start with the team tournament. Shot 75, pretty terrible score in Royal Musselburgh. It was kind of one of those days where I couldn't get into a really good rhythm or kind of play the standard of golf that I know I'm capable of playing, and have played very recently. Yeah, I just couldn't do anything right that day. So went through to Codder with not really expecting too much from my game, and not kind of expecting to go low. The first round was dreadful. I think it was one of those days where it was kind of like, Codder's one of those golf courses, if you get on a flat cam day, you can probably get a really good score out of it, and I just didn't. Like, it was 10 over through 9, which is just abysmal. Played the next 27 holes in 3 under par. So, or sorry, yeah, played the next 27 holes in 3 under par, so it was pretty terrible considering. So that wasn't really one of my best tournaments, which is fairly easy to say. And then down here at Brabazon Northern Qualifier, which was really much a tale of two halves. It was 3 under par through 9 holes this afternoon, and kind of in a really good place, kind of cruising to hopefully just kind of keep it at 3 under par and just see what would happen there. And then holes through 10 through 12 happened. I don't really know what happened. I made bogey on 10. I just kind of, it was an up and down. It was a simple up and down that I really didn't make any good out of. I think I chipped on to maybe like 7 feet and maybe just slightly misread it, and it obviously didn't drop. Made bogey there. Hit a bad tee shot on 11. Hit one out of bounds with a 2-iron right, which just is not normal for me. Made treble bogey there. And then on 12, I just overcorrected it majorly, hit one 40 yards left. Lost the ball there, and then again made treble bogey 7. So 3 under through 9, going to 4 over through 12. Just not really great. But I still kind of thought if I could maybe sneak 1 or 2 more birdies coming in, that I could probably qualify. So I managed to birdie 15 to par 5 to get me back to 3 over, which is really good, kind of a good momentum booster going into the last 3 holes, especially down here at Faven. The last 3 holes are really kind of tough. You get a 500-yard par 4, which played downwind today, so it wasn't so bad, and 160-yard par 3, and then a 545-yard par 5 to finish. So I got the par 4 downwind. Just tweaked my drive a little left into the thicker rough, caught a bit of a flyer with a 7-iron played for a flyer from 200 yards with a 7-iron, and it just came out really flying. It just wouldn't stop. The 2-iron the 7-iron ended up going about 230 yards, which is just unheard of. But managed to scramble that up and down for par, so still had kind of a bit of a momentum going, and I had 160, like I said, into 17, hit 8-iron to about, I don't know, maybe 10 feet, and left it in the jaws for birdie, which probably would have secured it. Then I could kind of play 18 a little carefree, and just, because I know I can make par on par 5. The distance I know I can hit it, I can make pars on par 5s fairly straightforwardly. Ended up hitting my tee shot on 18 into a bunker, which was at like 280. Hacked it out into the middle of the fairway, left myself 220. I had 220 for my third shot. But after the ball got in the bunker, I didn't realise there was a bit of mud on the ball, because I guess it hit the face of the bunker, came back in and onto the flat. I've obviously hacked out, not noticed the mud on it, and this thing was taken off straight and just turned 90 degrees left into some trees about 50, 60 yards short of the green. Somehow managed to conjure one out of there to like 10 feet below the hole, swinging. I think maybe had, from what I read, it was about half a cup, so 3 inches outside the right hand side of the hole. Rolled it in for par, which is nice. So I shot 3 over there today, which by the looks of it, it's not enough to get me into the tournament. I might sneak an alternate spot, but because of my back nine, I might not. So it's kind of a sore one to take after being 3 under through 9. But now I've just got to move on. Got the next stretch of tournaments coming up soon, so I've got all of them to prepare for. I thought I would just talk about recently. I've really been struggling with off the tee, which it's kind of been unnatural. Like in recent times, off the tee, I've been fairly consistent and I've been fairly good. I've been hitting a lot of fairways, but every time I would miss a fairway, it would only be like 2 or 3 yards off it, which I mean isn't disastrous. It's hitting out of rough, sure, which isn't great, but it's nothing. I've not got like any massive tree trunks in the way I'm having to hook or slice one around obstacles, but just in recent times, I've been hooking everything. I've had no confidence with standing up with driver, which I usually have a lot of confidence there. Like I can usually stand up with driver, and usually just laser one down the middle of the fairway, and it would either stay there or go left half, right half, or just sneak off the fairway. But recently, it's just been a case of I've not had any confidence off the tee. Started holding back a little bit, hitting irons, which just isn't in my nature. I'm quite an aggressive golfer. The only time I'll really hit irons off tees is for position, or if I'm playing a really tight golf course where I know I need to hit fairways. Then I'll probably hit like a 2 or a 3 iron. But when I'm hitting 2 or 3 iron with no confidence, knowing that my bad shot's gonna go left, you try and steer it a little bit more, which just isn't really a good thing to do, in my opinion. It's just not it's not what I like to do. So next in a couple of weeks coming up, I'm gonna be doing a lot of practice on kind of getting my sequencing right, keeping my tempo smooth. And then I got a tip from one of my good friends at work, he's a PJ certified coach, so he knows what he's talking about. He kind of noticed that my hands were maybe sitting a little too far back, which is causing the hook. So he told me to get the hands forward, start hitting the driver a little better, but it's still kind of turning over a little too much than I'd like to see. So it's going to be a work in progress, obviously, but it's just going to take time to get used to it and get everything back in rhythm. But hopefully I can get it all sorted and back to normal for the next few tournaments coming up. So I've got a lot of tournaments coming up. I'll keep you guys posted. It'll be all over my Facebook page. It'll be on my Twitter, on my Instagram. If you want to follow me on there, my handles for both are Rory Smith Golf. The Facebook page is also Rory Smith Golf. So if you want to like that page, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, that'd be great. Cheers, guys. Alright, so just thought I'd add another quick wee note just to the end of this last vlog. I know that this week is Mental Health Awareness Week, and I think it's almost an illness that gets overlooked in quite a big way. Kind of at the start of this year, I know I suffered from it quite badly at the start of this year. Didn't feel myself at all. Didn't know who I was, what I was doing, anything. It's a bad illness. It's something that shouldn't be overlooked. I know it claims a lot of lives throughout the years. And I know a lot of people that have suffered with it, and they have suffered in silence, albeit that's their way of kind of dealing with it. But the way I've found it, best way to deal with it is just talk to someone. Just get it out there, let them know how you're feeling. Even just asking someone how they feel, if you can kind of think that someone's feeling down, just have a chat to them. Just make them feel like make them feel loved. Just make them like you actually want to talk to them. And if they want to express themselves, then good. If they don't, that's fine. Just leave them to it. But if they do want to talk, just talk to them. Yeah, just let them get it out. So yeah, just this, because I've suffered with it. I suffered with it in silence for a little bit, and then once I started to open up about it a bit more, I've started to feel like myself again. I kind of feel like I've conquered it a little more. I feel like I'm back to my old self, which I'm very happy to be back to my old self. But yeah, just if anyone feels like they need to talk or just want to talk, get something out in the open, get something off their chest, just talk to someone. My inbox is open to anyone. So like just if it feels nice talking to a stranger, someone you know, someone you barely know, just to talk about it. Honestly, just my inbox is open. Message me wherever. It's always open on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Even message me on here if you like. If you feel like that's the way you want to deal with it, that's great. Just message me. I'm always here to help. Inbox is always open. Just drop me a message if you want to. Thanks.